Hey everyone, welcome to this 83rd edition of ClariTea Chat today. This is the first episode of refreshed fortnightly ClariTea Chat 2.0, and we start this new version with Divya Shlokam, CEO of Shlokus. Hi Divya, welcome to this session.
Hi, Jagdish. Thank you so much for inviting me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all of you as well. Yeah, Divya, please tell us something about Shlokus.
Okay, so Shlokus is a bootstrap startup, and this deals in primarily solving content related problems. Do you know, Jagdish, over 90% of businesses worldwide today are facing content crunch in the sense that they are not able to create fresh, relevant, results driven content today. So that's where Shlokus comes into the picture. Additionally, we are also into the education. We educate people and businesses about content marketing, social media marketing, and more. And then we also provide outsourced solutions because I've shifted back my base to Canada. So I've figured out during the economic downturn, organizations are facing a lot of problems, and hence we help them by outsourcing the right kind of people and suppliers and the campaigns. That's it.
Awesome, awesome. So marketing is all about awareness, and Divya, tell us a little bit about how content marketing is different from the traditional marketing.
Wow, inspiring. So content marketing is very subtle kind of marketing. It has an element of organic marketing. Whenever you create a content, let's first understand what content is. Content is a piece of information designed for consumption, triggering engagement. So content marketing hence results into creating such pieces of information which are designed for consumption and should trigger the either the engagement or the profit making for the organization. So content marketing is essentially the organic style of marketing, whereas organizations use kind of education and different styles of writing content, and it's not essentially the advertising or promotion of their company, their people, or their brands and the products. So it has to be used very subtly so that the audience who consumes the content is reminded about your organization time and again, is reminded about you time and again. At the same time, you're adding value. By advertising, you may not essentially add value, but content marketing aspires to add value. That's how, and that's
I
how
think, I
it
think, I think,
hits.
I think
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, no, I think you hit the nail on its head. So my key takeaway here is adding value. The traditional marketing does not necessarily add value to a consumer beyond making him or her aware of the products and services. Whereas content marketing adds a lot of value in terms of knowledge, in terms of information, and it's like I'm providing you the information so you be aware of me. No,
Absolutely,
that's great. That's
yeah.
great.
And this information
So,
could be related to your product and could not be. So
absolutely,
it could be in any
absolutely.
domain. Yeah, back to you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, just a little bit about Divya. So, she's a LinkedIn influencer and award-winning social media marketer and a keynote speaker. She is a brand building diva after doing different stints in career from Rico, Kaizen, and Glaze. She is now running Shlokus. We'll end the chat with a rapid fire round to bring about the personal side of Divya and then a reverse question to me. So Divya, before we start talking of serious things, let's get some energy going up. So yeah, please share what's in the name. I mean, literally translated, it is the divine word or the divine song, right?
Yeah,
So what
divine
did Divya
stanza.
Shlokam say about?
Okay, so this name was given to me by my guru. So a lot of people ask me, my actual name is Divya Shlokam. So, but then in English, especially for foreigners, they can't say Divya, so they end up saying Divya. So that's how it has become popular. So this literally means divine verse or divine stanza, and this was given to me by my guru. This is my passport name. A lot of people doubt, is this your real name? So that's behind my name, and long ago it was given to me.
Oh, awesome, awesome. Okay. Hey, before we go forward, I think today is Makar Sankranti. What an
Yeah,
auspicious day to start this new
it
version of
is.
the chat. So
Yeah,
I'm so happy that, I didn't really design it that way. It just happened to be Saturday.
yeah.
But happy Makar Sankranti to all of you and happy
Happy
Makar
same.
Sankranti, Divya.
Yeah, same to you. Thank you. And it's also considered to be the new year in northern part of India. So that's amazing.
Absolutely, yeah. This is the day, just scientifically, this is the day when the sun starts coming up north. The days start getting longer and warmer, signifies the starting of spring and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so I can already see Divya a lot of comments coming in. So as you can see from these comments as well, we have lots of CXOs, founders, IT managers, and seasoned technology leaders in our audience.
That's great.
Uh, all of us all of us know that it takes much more than just the technology itself to drive business results. And so you fill in one part of it, which is the communication and marketing and awareness and all of that. So thank you everyone for joining us for last, what, 80 plus weeks now, and encouraging us with your interactions. Thank you for the feedback which has resulted in this new refreshed version. And the key part of the refreshed version was to go beyond personal stories into thematic discussions, adding a lot of value. And so here we have Divya, decoding the entire thing about LinkedIn and about content marketing, etc. to us. So this session will be very focused. So please ask your questions. And let's see who all are here. And may I request all my audience to share where you're joining from, your name, and where you're joining from. And let me bring in some guests here. I mean, some of our audience here. So, Sumit, thanks for the first comment. I'm always inviting everyone. We have Randy Logistics from Cameroon. Wow, this is really becoming global. We have Dr. Labh Singh. Uh, Welcome, Mr. Labh Singh, to this show. We have Sobir Bhatt. Hey, Sobir, thanks for joining us. We have Dattatreya from joining us from Oman. Thanks, Dattatreya, for joining. Kishore Bhatt, happy Makar Sankranti, Kishore. Thanks. We have Rahul from Delhi, and we have Jayesh Desai from Mumbai. And thank you, guys. Well, Kishore says he's from Oman. Wow. So, thank you guys from joining from all around the world. So let us start the discussion. So Divya, let's jump into today's topic. So can you quickly share with us, a quick summary of your career and how, different things in different parts of your career shaped up to what you do today, which is like, being a LinkedIn influencer and a social media marketer.
Okay, so before I go ahead, I wanted to just let everyone know that amazing and hats off to Jagdish for continuing ClariTea Chat. I have been following ClariTea Chat for over, I believe, 1.5 years or so. And I was happy to be part of initial discussions of ClariTea Chat with him. Uh, Jagdish, I think your personal branding and your thought leadership has done tremendous help to every technology leader, whoever has watched your shows. And I salute to you for this because I know continuity is one of the golden principles of building a personal brand, content marketing or social media efforts by the technology leaders. And you have shown it, yourself. So that's amazing. Now, something about my career, I started my job at the age of 18. At that time, it was okay to start that early. And my sisters used to study regular colleges, so they didn't allow me to go to regular colleges, thinking that they have wasted 3 years. And that's how I felt really bad. So I was given admission into some kind of, vocational programs, and that's how my early career started. But from the beginning itself, I was very outgoing in the sense, always trying to find out what could be improved in the systems and the, processes in the organization. And I ended up writing a letter to the executive director there, and he sent a team of vice presidents to our branch to check what's going on and what could be improved and how profits could be maximized. I think that was the time when I realized that when you communicate, when you get more clarity, and when you share your thought process with everyone around, including the top management, I think you will get noticed, one thing, and you'll also get fast career growth. So I adopted that method. That was by chance that happened. And then later on, I started writing more often to the executive directors and MDs of the organization, started interacting with them. I completed my 3 post graduation degrees along with my job, etc. That's how the advisor or the coach within me, and the connection with the top management helped me understand the business aspect of everything. That's when I realized that, okay, maybe I can help organizations grow, and I got into the management consulting. That was a very, very important point of my career. And then I started my own, training agency. At that time, only people with 50 plus age used to enter into training and motivation domain. And I started that agency, and that became one of the top agencies in India. After that, I got married, and I helped my family business grow from 25 crores to kind of 800 crores. There was a contribution of everyone around. I was for some time CEO of that organization, and everyone contributed, and I witnessed that growth. Then after becoming successful and financially kind of okay, you realize that, okay, there were some dreams that you wanted to achieve in your life, but you haven't done that. So after that, I realized that for a long, long, long time, I wanted to create motivational videos, and then shows and podcasts. Podcasts were kind of very new at that time, and that's how my branding and marketing agency and all that creativity started. And I started doing my own value addition global show. Then we shifted back to Canada, and I realized that now organizations are facing a lot of problems when it comes to keeping the costs low. And my experience as CEO is helping these American and European businesses now keep their costs low through outsourcing. So that's where I am today. I've realized that it's also important to realize your own dreams. When you're successful in one area, figure out what else can you do that. So contributing to society now, additionally doing my global startup. That's where.
Awesome, awesome. So, Divya, quick takeaways here. Early in your career, you realize that communicating without fear and communicating effectively is important. It sort of brings you in the limelight. It brings whatever you come bring to the table in front of others. Somewhere I also sense that most of us, as human beings, we are always looking around for areas of improvement, and most of the times we kind of just drop it, like, oh yeah, this happens, right? But I think the moment you take the responsibility and start, like, talking about it, that moment you start getting noticed. So thanks for sharing that with us. And I think your very, very rich experiences as CEO, and multiple geographies, different types of companies. And now I know where it all comes from, all the thought leadership that you showcase on LinkedIn, where it all comes from. So
So
Divya,
just to give a very
yeah,
quick example, this will help all technology leaders also to understand. When demonetization was happening, I had come back to India, and all of a sudden I realized that a lot of foreigners are facing problems through interaction with the banks. So I immediately wrote a letter to PMO that this is image of India, and then foreigners will be carrying a negative image. So within 48 hours, some action was taken. Was it because of my writing the letter to him, or someone else's? The basic idea is, whenever you see some area of improvement, do not hesitate to bring it to the authorities. What they may mind it, or what if they actually implement it. So you have created impact. The basic idea about personal branding or social presence, etc., is ultimately creating impact. If you can do without that also in the other areas as well, why not? So take initiative, do write, or do communicate to the authorities. That's the way you can create impact. Back to you.
yeah, no, I mean, I completely support that, Divya. In fact, um, because I was in the top management, and whenever I would go around and I would say, hey, why hasn't this come to my notice? And they were like, there are all kinds of excuses that come in, and I was like, come on, like, just flag it up, just flag it up. So, typically we take it, we assume that the people sitting on the top are, they don't care, or like, they have too much of work, so why would they listen to someone, etc. But I think many of those assumptions are wrong. Actually, there are people who are out there, who listen and who work on the feedback, but they have to get the feedback.
Yeah.
So guys out there, if you have something, whenever you come across any improvement, anything that is not in your hands to change, do flag it up, find the right channel, and for like what Divya mentioned, someone might take notice and then just act on it, and you get that fulfillment that, hey, I contributed to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So Divya, let's come to our topic today.
Yeah.
So tell us the basics of LinkedIn presence. Why is it important? What are the constituents of LinkedIn presence? We have a very hazy idea of what is LinkedIn presence. So just break it down for us into, like, some basic elements, 3 to 5 elements, and how do you kind of individually address them?
Okay, so very interesting. First of all, what is LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a social media platform primarily meant for professionals. But if you notice today, it's becoming popular, across the world, across the demographies and the ages, etc. So LinkedIn presence means that you are present on LinkedIn. Number one is your profile there? Is it optimized using the keywords? Second thing about LinkedIn presence is not just keeping a profile active, but also consuming the content of LinkedIn. Third is not just consuming the right content, but also engaging on LinkedIn, on other people's posts or your own post with the people who have commented or liked. And next important thing is networking. LinkedIn is one such exclusive platform wherein you can network globally, because its vision or mission statement itself says connecting you to opportunity. That means connecting you to the opportunity available in 200 plus territories and countries that LinkedIn is in. If you strategize your LinkedIn presence, I remember in 2020, in 2019-20, we strategized our LinkedIn presence, and I, started sending invite to specific set of CEOs and CXOs, telling them that I'm running a global show. Would you love to be part of it? So like in technology, you strategize everything. There are algorithms, there are ways of doing, bringing results into technology. Similarly, in LinkedIn also, if you want to not just be present, but also create impact, you would have to strategize it. Now, after engaging, the next and the final step is also collaborating, like the way Jagdish is doing. He is not just consuming other people's content, he is also creating and collaborating for creating even bigger impact. When you collaborate on LinkedIn, either through maybe, writing articles together, or writing posts together, creating podcasts, etc., videos, you are ultimately adding value, and as a result, your visibility is growing, and your credibility is also growing day by day. Back to you, Jagdish. What would you like to add to this?
Yeah. No, I just want to recap whatever you said. So, LinkedIn presence. LinkedIn is a social media platform of professionals, and any of your professional goals, aspirations. There are some answers here, but I think first thing is that you need to be present, and so first thing that you told is like have a right profile,
Yeah.
an optimized profile with the right keywords, which makes it searchable, which brings it into search results, etc., etc. So guys, profile is the first thing. Build a right profile. Maybe spend some time, choose the right pictures, build a nice collage. In most of these creative tools like Canva nowadays, you can actually find a content type called LinkedIn banner, and then you can just fill it up with the right pictures, like what I've done. If you can check it out. So that is like the first thing, which is profile, and then then comes consumption. Then first thing is that improve, increase your own breadth by going around, like checking out, hey, if these are my interest topics, if these are my professional areas of development, then you start consuming content on those areas, and that just enriches you. And I think once that once you become more enriched with that knowledge, that is, then I think then you engage on it, right? Then you will get some thoughts, you start reacting on those, you start putting your comments and all of that. So that is like another step in your visibility. And then finally, contributing and collaborating, which is that start now, now that you have this whole mechanism which is enriching you with information and knowledge and wisdom. Now you can start sharing it back in the form of, like your own posts, videos, etc., etc. Yeah, and it's a journey. It's like, don't expect, that's coming from my experience, Divya, that don't expect results overnight. Just do one thing at a time. Initially it will be uncomfortable, and just get comfortable with it. And once it becomes like a routine affair, that is when you go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. Like, for example, I started with text posts, and then I started bringing some creatives into it, learned a little bit of Canva, and then I remember a lot of people pushed me to post videos, and I still remember the first video I posted. If I go and look at it today, it will be an embarrassing situation for me myself. But you know what? I mean, just keep doing it again and again, and then I started putting creating videos on golf course, and that really struck a chord with people. Some very refreshing scenes out there. And then we started ClariTea Chat. So ClariTea Chat happened almost like 2 years after we started the journey.
Yeah.
So yeah, it happens naturally. But I think the most important thing that I would like to contribute from my side, this the entire journey of creating the right profile, consuming content, creating, collaborating, and the last one will be like, be consistent about it, be regular about it.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
thoughts there?
Yeah, so I think there is a comment from Mohit Jain. He says, I noticed that everyone wants to have more followers on LinkedIn instead of actually supporting each other. When approached personally, people don't like to revert. Any specific way to handle it? So I just found this comment really, really interesting. What's happening on LinkedIn is truly, I agree with you. There is a crazy thing going on that, you got to have more followers. People don't realize that each one of us, each one of you is an influencer. What does influencer mean? Someone who can impact your thoughts, ideas, emotions, and behavior is influencing you, is influencer. So that is what is required. Don't use LinkedIn just to post content. Use LinkedIn to consume the right content, interact with people, and network globally. Unfortunately, Jagdish, people are underestimating and undervaluing the power of global networking. I've done it several times in a year, 700 interactions with global leaders was a thing in about 2019, 2020. I had done it. I have seen the impact, not essentially the impact that you want to create would happen in your geography. It can come from across the borders. Maybe someone sitting in Cameroon finds you truly influencing them, they get in touch with you. Forget about the opportunities. They get in touch with you and they arrange your session with them, or maybe a set of group of people, and you end up creating impact. Unfortunately, Jagdish, today people are thinking that personal branding is just, more of gathering more followers, creating regular posts, becoming more viral. But personal branding, people are forgetting, is more about creating true impact. Even if you're able to create impact to just a set of people, maybe 20, 30, 50 from across the geographies, that's worth it. It's a patient game. And you have asked, Mohit, people don't like to revert, any specific way to handle. Yeah, there is a strategy behind it. Let's say if I reach out to Jagdish today, I'm sitting in Canada and he's in India. Supposingly we don't know each other, I'll reach out to him and I'll say that I have been co-creating content with global leaders in different domains. Would love to discuss it in a quick meeting if you're okay with it. That how you can create impact in Canadian economy by giving your insights related to technology. So I have three options. I can put you on podcast, I can co-create an article with you, or we can co-create a post. Don't you think Jagdish will actually revert to me? In all likelihood, Jagdish would revert. So if you ask the right set of questions, if you reach out to people with right intent of adding value through them to your network, you will surely get positive response to a large extent. Back to you, Jagdish. Would love to have your thought process about it.
Yeah. So, Mohit, my response to your question will be that what. See, whatever you comment, tell anyone or comment or message anyone. One thing is very very clear, which cannot be hidden. Like they say, like a smell or love cannot be hidden. The other thing that cannot be hidden is the intention, right? So maybe you will find it hard, but many times, when you go there and then the only thing that you are looking for in LinkedIn is is like some help, or something where you need somebody's help, but without any head or tail, or without any context, or without any kind of commonality. So when things happen without a context, then it's like, why? Then the question comes, why, right? So I think the better way, a more, I would say, subtle way, is to figure out, like, what is there, find, let's say, comment about somebody's story, and then take that as a context, and then say that, hey, can we have a chat and all. I mean, I don't want this to look like sidey, but it's more like, it has to be a little more sophisticated than just like, coming on LinkedIn, finding an influencer that and say, just go and say, I need help, right? So it has to have some background, some context to it. So let me bring in my next question, Divya. As you can see from the comments that are flowing in, quite a bit of comments flowing in. So let me kind of paraphrase them into a question that people are at different stages of their career. So there are people at early stage. There's a lot of ambition and a lot of energy. Then you get into the middle and management. Your needs are different. Your objectives, aspirations, networks are different. Your fears are also different, right? And then you get into senior management, and again, like, a lot of things change. So at different stages of the career, and which all of our audience are, what is going to be your advice to the early stage, the middle stage, and the senior guys, in terms of how should they be looking at LinkedIn, and what should they be doing there?
Yeah, so if you're at the early stages of your career in technology, let's say you're a software engineer or testing engineer, etc., kind of early stage career. So the one of the best ways is to consume and consume content regularly of the top industry leaders. Another best way, the next step for you would be engage, engage, and engage regularly. Even if you have to write just a single, sentence that, yeah, I found it very useful. I think I can implement it, or I think this will go a long way in building my career to maybe middle management, etc. And then also reach out to them. I'm clearly saying LinkedIn presence is also reaching out to the people. Reach out to them with something creative that, sir, I have been, or ma'am, or whoever, hey, I've been following your content, and I learned these things, and I have given a little brief. I have captured it in Canva or in PDF format. If you wish, you can reshare it on your timeline. I would also love to record some of your, key statements, or if you can send me some clips, or if you can appear with me on interview. Maybe this will help my student community, that I've had, and in the alumni community we can share. So when you actually consume, engage, even if you are not creating content for the time being, and you're reaching out to them for extending your help to them, as part-time or on voluntary basis, you will be astonished to see that top industry leaders in your domain are open to getting your help for them. They don't have time, they're extremely busy, but this way you'll be able to reach to them, support them, and gradually build your presence and personal brand. Second thing, in the beginning of your career, you can do is find out from your industry what's happening around the world. You can end up sharing latest news. This is called content curation. You can end up sharing interesting tech videos that inspire you, or that interest you. So these all things are very easy to do, and you can continue to do this. But please do not forget to consume the right content and engage on the right content consistently, regularly. Now, when you're in the mid career stage, some of the things that you can do on LinkedIn is start creating content a lot by means of maybe sharing the case studies, maybe sharing some interesting news of the tech domain that you are in, or something about your organization. Keep sharing. When you, unfortunately, most people don't know, when you end up sharing regular news, or you repost your content of the existing organization, leaders in that organization notice that you're sharing something about the organization. It may not essentially be related to just tech. For example, hypothetically, if you're working with Microsoft, do share a lot of things about Microsoft. Do share people's story, and you get a lot of content from Microsoft website. You get a lot of content from the timelines of the pages of Microsoft, wherever it is available. So this is what you can start sharing. Share a lot of content. Even if you can't create your own content, curate, take the relevant content from the internet and end up sharing. Another important thing in the mid career you can start doing is share something personal that interests you. For example, recently I shared a video of Molly Wright. It has gone viral, 1.5 million video views on LinkedIn, because I'm particularly interested in pregnancy, in parenting, all these elements. So I ended up sharing that little girl's video. All I want to share is not essentially you just have to look at the technology or the domain you are in. Also share something that entices your interest you. Now, when you are the top industry leader, definitely people are looking up to you. They want to listen to your stories, like Jagdish does. I follow his content. He does share a lot of his case studies, past instances, events that people can learn from. He has started his own podcast. So endless opportunities for mid and top management category. But I think the in the initial phases of your career, you could be more risk taking person. You could be more experimenting person. You can end up sharing a lot of stuff. Back to you, Jagdish. What does your experience say in this domain?
Yeah. So Divya, in the early career, everyone is a sponge. You're like, you're out there to learn. So consume, 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 engage, engage, engage. And then there are all these top guys out there who are looking for promising young people, okay, who have energy, and so it's actually completely harmless, or rather, actually, it will benefit you if you reach out to them. in the middle management, you have gathered a lot of experience. You have got lots of successes, lots of interesting things that you can start sharing about, and then I think by then you have earned the right in a way to be a brand ambassador for your company, so you can share
Yes.
me. I think by that time you also have,
Yeah,
Divya,
Jagdish, we can hear you.
there's some disturbance. Vinay, is it from your side? Okay, all good. Did you hear that disturbance?
No, not much. It was just a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So coming back, when you're in the when you're in the middle management, you've earned the right to be a brand ambassador. And I think an important thing that you have teams under you and you're looking for talent. And it's important to build a personal brand to attract talent. I remember, one of the reasons I went to the social media and started becoming available, I would say active on Twitter, LinkedIn, and all, is because I was looking at building a solid organization, and I wanted the best people. But then, maybe as a company, or as a set of technologies that you have in the company, um, by default you may not have a great brand, right?
Yeah.
For and I was trying to change things, so the existing thing was not, I would say, credible enough, so I had to build a personal brand to attract a lot of talent, and I must say that that worked,
Yeah,
right?
it
It
works.
worked in the reverse as well. Once I came out of the corporate, it worked in the reverse as well, that like that others found me credible with what I was sharing,
Yeah.
and that sort of helped in gaining business. But then, in the middle to senior level, then again, the experiences that you share, the case studies that you share, the thought leadership that you share, again helps you build an organization, helps you attract talent, and also, helps you gain business, I would say. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So Divya, let me now go to my next question. Meanwhile, let me bring in some
Yeah.
audience,
Sure.
some lots of comments from the audience. So let me spend my maybe 5 minutes to
Yeah.
bring them up. So Upkar Singh joining us from Noida, Manuhar joining us from Greater Noida, Bhupendra joining us from Oman. Thanks, Bhupendra, for joining us. Nirja joining us from Jamshedpur. Rani from Mumbai, and we have someone joining from Austin, Texas, Ramkaran. Hey, thanks. I mean, I know this is a Saturday morning, and waking up this early morning, it really makes us happy. Yeah. So there are some questions which I will bring in.
Yeah.
So there's one question: how can you increase your following on LinkedIn? Give three factors to get the results. Maybe treat it as a rapid fire, Divya. What are the
Okay.
three things?
All right, Dr. Labh. So, the basic idea about LinkedIn is I remember I follow Ranveer Alabadia a lot. He's an influencer on YouTube. So, in one of his videos, he said that one LinkedIn follower is equal to 1,000 Insta followers. That's the importance and impact of LinkedIn. So,
Wow.
to grow your LinkedIn followers, unfortunately, people don't realize that there are masters as well as classes on each social media platform. So you got to create both kinds of content. Even if you're not creating, share both kinds of content, maybe curated content, content of other people whom you find relevant. So you have to have a choice between a specific content that adds value to a set of people. For example, if you're a technology leader and you want to share a case study, or some recent invention, sharing a blog would be a great idea. But at the same time, figure out what videos are liked by people, maybe new inventions, new products, new technologies. End up sharing that as well. That may not be directly related to your core domain, but that will attract more people to your timeline. More and more people will actually see your profile, and if they find it relevant, and if they find that, yeah, you are a consistent value adder, they will become your follower. So this 1.5 million views that I'm telling has helped me gain more than 2,500 followers by now. Just one video. Can you imagine? That's the impact of social media. So, don't just think, oh, I mean, LinkedIn has become Facebook. That's all right, because masses have come to LinkedIn. So also create value for the masses, and masses like kind of entertainment, they like kind of new developments, new tech things. So do not shy away from sharing other people's content with the, if you can give good credit to them that, I took this video from here, that will just be amazing. So this is one of the best ways to gain follower. If you just keep sharing your original stuff, you will get only limited classes. You won't be able to touch the masses. What's your opinion, Jagdish?
Yeah, I think we have had debates on that, Divya, and I was always a I was always a proponent of posting original content, and I realized that this is something that we keep creating. All our discussions and you know the kind of, I would say, the rich set of discussions that I have with various people, right from like from senior people to junior people in different areas, like even on the golf course and all of that. I think there's enough content which is out there. But yeah, I also realized, and I opened my eyes to this fact that I also consume a lot of content. Like I consume a lot of knowledge, articles, information, and thanks to WhatsApp, a lot of it comes around now. There are distinctly two types of content. One is like which is like which brings a smile on your face, whether or not it adds value, right? It's like some monkey doing some funny things, and that goes viral.
Yeah,
But there's also good content out there, which is which the senior networks that we are in, we get some Wall Street report or some Harvard article and all of that, which all of which adds a lot of value to me, and I felt that, hey, you know what, can this add value to my network also? And I've started experimenting with it of late. The results are promising so far. But yeah, I think you are right. This is the way to do it. To do it for the classes as well as for the masses. Yeah. So let me bring in some more comments here. Divya, Sajid, thanks for responding to Dr. Labh Singh's message and sharing your knowledge. I'll just for the optimization of time. Just a minute, Divya. Yeah. So then yeah. So then Kishore says that I have seen that many people joining only to change jobs and to get started. It's not the right approach. They should contribute. Absolutely, Kishore. Bang on. People generally come running to LinkedIn,
they
whenever
need
they
job.
want to change jobs or when they are in trouble. So, my only advice to them is, there's this old doha which says that, Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koe. जो सुख में सुमिरन करे दुख काहे को होए. you know so we only remember God when we are when we are in trouble. But if you remember, when even when times are good, then there'll be no trouble. So yes, absolutely right. We have to be there genuinely, authentically, add value, network with people. It's a great professional platform. Sajid has another comment, says always create content for an audience of one, share your knowledge and expertise. Absolutely. We have Sunil Punjabi. Hi, Sunil. Um, good to see you here. And we have Shiv Subramaniam, another CIO friend from Chennai, joining us. So there was one question I wanted to bring to you, Divya, here. Let me. Okay, that was one from Dr. Labh Singh. So maybe again you can make it a little bit rapid fire. It's a slightly tangential one, but let me see how you can connect it with our agenda today.
So I believe, Jagdish, I've read this question in the comments. So that's pertinent to the video that I had created and gone
Ah,
viral about three studies. So we can take it up later with Dr.
okay,
Labh.
okay, fair enough, fair enough,
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah. Oh, okay. Now I can connect the context. Okay. So Divya, let's move on to the next one then. What are those three mistakes that most professionals commit about personal branding and social media presence,
yeah.
and how can
So
they avoid?
yeah, for the paucity of time, I had jotted down the answer of it so that everyone gets it in one go clearly. So three mistakes are undervalue, underestimate, and ignore. So let's go one by one. Technology leaders tend to undervalue the power of personal branding, content marketing, and social media presence. So the moment you start realizing that, okay, I'm valuing it or undervaluing it, they fail to realize that online presence can go a long way in creating impact and growing influence. So, unfortunately, even till date, I have spoken to a large number of CXOs. They are shy, they are hesitant, they are kind of not truly ready to create that impact. They want to, but the strategy to create impact kind of, they become a little uncomfortable. So you got to stop undervaluing the power of personal branding, content marketing, and social media presence. That's the way, like the way algorithm works in your technology, strategies work in your technology. Same way, this is how it is now. Respect with respect to adding value in the society. Now, second mistake they do is underestimating the need to create, develop, and establish thought leadership or personal branding with the help of consistent value adding content. So please remember, try and check for yourself. Are you trying to underestimate the power of creating value through your content? And content is just a piece of information designed for consumption, triggering engagement. This could be audio, video, text, image, any format. So figure out whichever format you are most comfortable with. If you can't create your own content, curate, I mean, give other people's content first and then start creating it, adding value. Last mistake they do is ignore. They ignore influencers in their domain and hence not collaborating with them enough to co-create content and add value together to tech community or audiences. So this is the big mistake. Even if you have started creating your content, you have started understanding the importance of personal branding, please do not ignore the influences of your domain. These could be LinkedIn top voices. These could be, even if they are not LinkedIn top voices, they may still be influencers. Please co-create content with them, have interviews with them, have these captured, write books with them, do whatever you can and reach out to them, and that's how you can create impact. Back to you, Jagdish. What do you think about these three mistakes and how
No,
can
no,
people rectify?
I can. I was smiling throughout. I was like, oh my god, I have committed these mistakes myself, and yeah, undervalue. Like I had a lot of unique experiences, a lot of, I would say, like problems that I have solved. I never thought that people are interested in those concepts, even though people in my personal network were very impressed. But then slowly, as I said, you have to be slow, consistent, and like slowly ramp up your game. And so that's what happened. So I could see now when I look back, I was like, when I was hesitating in sharing, I was actually undervaluing.
The power of branding. Yeah.
Undervaluing as well as underestimating the power of things. Like for example, when we moved from pure text post to like just started adding some creatives to it. I mean, suddenly it's very different. And then after a lot of push, I started sharing videos, and again that was, so I think at every step when I have experimented with something new, I have been like underestimated, undervalued, and
And ignoring the
ignoring.
influences of your
Even
domain.
even even clarity chat like happened after 3-4 months of like deliberating and like overthinking and all of that. But no, but once it happened, and I started reaching out to people. I mean, it really went very well, and like the response was more than my expectations. So Divya, my next question is like tell us what are the personal branding actions that can help you grow influence and thought leadership as a tech leader. I
Yeah,
know
so
you have talked about it, but maybe
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. So everything, whenever I want to create more clarity, I jot it down myself and then I read it so that nothing is missed out. So that's what I'm going to do. Three strategies or actions for tech leaders, owners, or partners. So first action is engage. Of course, consumption is very, very important. Consume content. After doing that, engage. Second action is create, and third action is collaborate. Engage on your own and others' posts consistently. I remember the parenting video that I'm talking about has got over 400 comments by now, and I have spent over 8 hours over the period of time commenting back on people's comments, because these are like 2 to 3 paragraph long comments. So if someone has written a comment, even if it is small comment like amazing, please do not forget to comment back. So engage on other people's posts. I've also engaged a lot. I remember Gary V sharing that in the initial days of his building content, he used to spend 13 hours a day commenting on other people's blogs. So he used to consume that kind of content and comment. That's how he built his personal brand. That's how people started realizing, all right, he has a thought to share. This is a resonating thought. Yes, I think I can follow this person, or maybe I can follow his blogs. And then this is like engage on your and others' posts consistently. Strive to add as much value as you can while engaging with everyone. While this may not be 100% true all the time, but at least strive to do that. Next is create and post content to add value regularly, such as case studies, shorts, stories, tweet style posts, etc. Nowadays, Canva has come to everyone's rescue. You just go to Canva, type LinkedIn post or LinkedIn stories, blah, blah, blah. Every format is ready. You don't have to do much, and you'll fall in love with that, platform to create content. Final is collaborate with other leaders or influencers who you think will be willing to co-create content and strive add value to your or their communities with you. So these are the three actions. When I say actions, don't just listen to it, go and act on it. That's what is required. Back to you. I would love to know your actions and if some value addition in this.
Oh yeah. I mean, absolutely, Divya. I think one of the genuine ways, to be out there is to engage, especially like I actually sometimes feel overwhelmed with the number of comments that come in, but thanks to good advice from you and others, I try to respond to at least those which are not like auto generated by LinkedIn. you know
Yeah.
so where people have spent some time. I think it is more like respect for people's time and effort, that people are spending time and effort not just to read but also to like start typing their own responses. And I think that engagement is shows respect towards them. So fully agree with you on that. And of course, like we've talked about the collaborate and consumer, all of that. So Divya, we are just 5 minutes remaining, and one of the feedbacks that came when we went out and about refreshing clarity chat was finish in 1 hour. You don't have more time than that, so I want to sort
Interesting.
of
Yeah,
start
yeah, sure.
wrapping it
Yeah.
up. Yeah. So, let me bring in a couple of comments here. I found one very comment very nice from Ram Karan, which I want to bring in, which is he says that authenticity. I share a post when something moving happens at work. Absolutely, and this is the gem of a thought. It's like a journal to help others. Yes, we come across situations at work, life. You know, uh, whenever some an idea is able to help others, just putting it on LinkedIn has the power to amplify the impact of that idea or that effort. Okay. So, and maybe the last one here from Shashi says, good evening, sir. This is my first time here and I'm enjoying your ClariTea Chat. Hey, Shashi, thanks for joining, and I'm happy that you find it useful. On that note, Divya, let me move towards the interesting part, which is the rapid fire.
Okay.
And let me invite my audience. Hey guys, if you're curious about any part of Divya's life, what anything that you may be curious about, do send in a question, and if it is appropriate, I will definitely bring it up. But to begin with, Divya, where are you right now, and what's the temperature there?
Okay. So I'm in Canada right now, Toronto, GTA area, and the temperature is about minus 12, but feels like minus 22.
Oh my God! Let me make you jealous. You see this here?
Oh my God. I'm truly missing India. The warmth there. Yeah,
I'm in Mumbai, and the fan is running on top of me.
that's amazing. Feeling
That's just
envious.
to make you jealous. One sentence to describe ClariTea Chat.
Oh, amazing clarity in domain of tech and business transformation.
Thank you, thank you. You. I mean, any discussion with you dominate is dominated by LinkedIn. So, what are your views about Facebook, Insta, and Twitter?
Yeah, if that's your most viable platform, why not go ahead with them as well? But for me, LinkedIn helps best because LinkedIn is LinkedIn.
Absolutely, absolutely. Your favorite food?
Chole chawal.
I thought you hesitated to say chole bhature.
Oh no.
And Divya, I know you're an early riser, but then what keeps you energized throughout the day?
Don't know. People ask me several times, but truly no idea. Maybe grace of God.
Awesome, awesome. I know you're a very spiritual person, and you meditate and all of that. So, okay, so we are like just 2 minutes away. And Divya, you have any reverse question for me before I start summarizing?
Yeah, what keeps you going? I mean, I know I have done podcasts myself, live sessions myself, so I know it is extremely difficult. Every time you do it, you got to spare about 1 or 2 days for this. What keeps you going and bringing more value in the Clarity Chat?
I think Divya, this is it's actually the purpose, because throughout my career as a CIO, I was always wondering, and I used to discuss with my fellow leaders that why are the real discussions not happening in those events? And then when I came on my own, free from any kinds of bondings, I could do that. But then I had to really clarify that purpose a lot. And the 2-minute video that we play in the beginning, that is not only for the audience and to check the connections and everything, but it's also to remind ourselves that hey, this is the purpose, where we are contributing, and just keeping reminded of the purpose keeps you going, because end of the day, Simon Sinek says, if your why is clear, rest everything becomes a cakewalk.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And Jagdish, whatever is left, some of the questions are left and some of the golden principles, etc., are left. So I'll be posting in the comment section so people can watch it and trying to reply to all the questions they have and we haven't answered.
Sure, Divya. So Divya, maybe I'll take one more minute just to summarize the entire chat.
Yeah,
So
sure.
what brought Divya where she is? Communicating without fear, communicating effectively, and understanding the power of communications. The basics of LinkedIn presence, being present on the platform, starting from the profile, then consuming the content, then engaging on content, then creating content, and then collaborating with other thought leaders. And this is a journey that needs to be consistent. Consistency is the key. Everyone wants to have more followers rather than supporting each other. Don't come to LinkedIn only when you need help. Come here with genuine intent to network, and then you get all the help. advice in different stages of the career. Early stage, you are a sponge. um, you want to gain as much as knowledge as possible, so consume, engage, offer help, offer, support to senior leaders, and you will see the results coming. Middle and senior engagement, you want to attract talent, you want to be a brand ambassador, you want to gain business, and so you need to start changing your LinkedIn strategy accordingly. um, uh, then Three mistakes that professionals commit in personal branding are undervaluing themselves, underestimating, underestimating the power of different forms of content, and ignoring other thought leaders. Online presence can go a long way in creating impact. So, just come out of this conundrum of being shy and uncomfortable. Um, yeah, and that's where we are. 2 minutes over. Sorry, guys, but thank you, Divya, for such a powerful session. I'm, really, really enthused about this new version of Clarity Chat, where we focus on very strong themes, with very strong and powerful, I would say, set of question answers. And thank you for being the first one out there.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, everyone, all my audience, all of you who have really fired a volley of questions here, comments here, and also answered other people's questions and added value in the process. Thank you, all of you. And to all my audience who are, listening to the recorded version of it, thanks to you too as well. Thank you, guys. And reminding you, this is now a fortnightly chat. So we will see you in 2 weeks. Till then, bye bye. Happy Makar Sankranti once again.
Thank you.